Hello and welcome to the New Mexico Tech Research LLM Application Setup Guide. This guide is intended for people who want to set up in-house research LLM for their institution. This is a checklist so that you can have a manageable list of items to update and change to your own specification. First, we have front end, and here we need to change 11 files, 13 actually, because in components page we have 3 files. Next up, we also need to update the credentials, and then backend also. We have secrets folder in the backend. We have environment file, and then many other. Let's start the project. Let's start with front end. In front end, we will go to source, and then we will go to api.js. In here we can see that we have base URL, which contains the URL for New Mexico Tech. We need to change it in here. And then next, in index.js we have, okay, not index.js, this one we have public index.html. In here we have the logo. Right now the logo contains NMCCOA's logo, so we will need to change that. And then we have another logo in somewhere here, source component styles logo in here, so we will need to change this as well. Next up we have components auth login. In here it says connect to an empty single sign-on. You should change that. And after that we have layout alt header. Here, so here the title says NMT Research LLM. You should change the words and use your institutional name. Same goes for back header. We have NMT Research LLM in here, and then landing header NMT Research LLM. You should change those as well. Styles.main.css. In style.css we have used NMT's color scheme, so if you want you can change the color scheme as per your institution. So this is for front end. Next we have credentials. It's inside the config folder. We have 2 files, credentials.json and token.json. Credential.json is the file that is downloaded from Google Cloud Console after configuring OAuth 2 for the application. And token.json is the file. This file is created after the first credential.json file is successful Google authentication flow. It stores the authorization tokens used by the application to maintain access to the Google Drive API. Now let's go into backend. In backend we have secrets folder. Here the secret folders, you can see inside we have IDP metadata XML, research LLM IDP, SP metadata, SP certification, SP key, I cannot show you because these are secret files, but here we have the description of everything. IDP XML is the file. This file should be generated with your university or institutional desired formatting. This Then we have sp.xml. This generated file is provided by your university or institution and details how to connect the single sign-on using SAML formatting. sp.crt, this generated file is used to sign and certify communications to the service provider. And then we have sp key. This generated key file is used to fulfill identity requirements for the service provider. You can generate service provider key pair using a basic command shown in this example. Next up we have environment file. Here the environment file, I will not show our .env file for security purposes. Here is an example. You can see what variables we need to set from here. We need to set the authentication secret, service provider public certificate path, sp private key path, sp sign authentication request, and then we have to assign IDP metadata URL, IDP metadata path, sp metadata path. These three are required for SSO connection. And after that we have email connection credentials. First one is email backend. Second one is the email host, where you will be hosting your email service. Then email server port, if you are using TLS or not, email host user, email host password, and then finally the default role of the user. So the default role is set to user. Inside the backend file we have, where is it, app auth config file. So here we have front-end origin, API origin. You need to change these two and set to your localhost server. Next up we have auto download. Auto download. So in here as well we have default from email, which is basically a no reply email. So when we send some notification email, it is sent from the no reply email. And then we have a default admin email, so if someone wants to contact us, they can use this email address. Next we have parent folder ID. So I was going to talk about it later, but since we are here, the parent folder ID is for the Google Drive folder, where we will be giving access to the other researchers, where they can upload their research files. So this is just the folder ID of that drive, and inside this drive we will be creating subdirectories. And then we have email services. So here we have a function called send generic email. It has everything according to NMT's policy and what we are trying to send. We have send email. This is also how we want to do it. So you should want to change the lines in here in the generic email and notification email. Up next we have doc handler. In doc handler, same to the previous file, we have default from email, default admin email. Next up we have helper. In helper we have Google Drive services. So in here we have to set up the config directory. So this is basically the folder path where the credentials are. So in our case we already showed that the credentials are inside the config file. So we are just saying config. You can name it anything else as well. Core code. Next we have institution name.json. So this is a JSON file containing a list of names that your institution is popularly known as. So for our case, New Mexico Tech is also known as the NMTech, New Mexico Institution of Mining and Technology. So what other variations you have, you can just put it in here, and then this file is used in two other files. So we are using this in auto download. Here we are reading from JSON, and it just copies everything from institution name JSON. Also we use it in detail extraction. Here next we have main.py. So here you might want to change the title. It says eCore LLM API. If you want to change the name, the description, and then middleware. The middleware is research LLM local cybersecurity .nmt.edu. You should be able to change it to your institutional URL. So that's pretty much it for front-end, back-end, and configuration. Next is the instruction about running the application. So in order to run the application, once you have all of this configured, you will use Podman Compose app build. Podman Compose app build if you are using Podman. Otherwise it can be Docker Compose. We have used Podman because it adds more security. The YML file is configured. This initiates the starts of all volumes and rebuilds with any backend updates. So if you update the backend files, this will update with those changes. App will simply bring back up the last run occurrence of the application without any new updates. If you simply use Compose app, you have to use build to build with new changes. Then compose down, we have compose down in here. It will exit the process gracefully, but then compose down -v exits and clears all volumes. This is helpful if you want to check and tweak databases and models. This does get rid of everything in the database, so keep that in mind. Podman system reset, so we have it in here. Podman system reset helps clear what Docker dependency bloats within the application. This is just stored image files, stored volume files from past runs, but sometimes it's helpful to reset this. It is also recommended to reset before your final run whenever you are intending to finally run the application. I hope that this was helpful, and if you have any questions at all, please contact NMCCOE or use the contact us or help us page within your own statewide LLM. Thank you very much and good luck.